Hi guys, I'm Bob Stark, and we'd like to welcome you here to the California Classic Motorcycle Auction. Okay, this cycle here is a yellow Indian bobber. It was built probably about 10 years ago, and it was built as a period bobber of the 1950s. It has the telescopic forks of the 49 to 51 vertical series, a 741 rear frame section, a 45 front frame section, and a 741 motor in it. And it is built to just be a period bobber of that type. It was chosen by Reader's Digest as one of the typical bobbers of the period. This cycle here is a 1949 Indian Arrow. It is probably the most original cycle I've ever had. It's got the original tires on it, the original wiring harness on it, the original cables, the original everything on the bike. It has been judged junior first place in AMCA judging. Here is a black 1947 Indian Chief that's been done as original on everything. The bike was finished in March of 2010. So it's a very current restoration, and everything is totally fresh on the bike. It's had about 17, 18 test miles put on it, but other than that, the bike is all set to go, and should be very close to should be a very high point bike. Here we have one of the last examples of the bikes built by Indian. 1952 and 1953 were virtually identical bikes. This one's a 52 done in the original tangerine color and is done exactly, is rebuilt approximately a year and a half ago, and it's done exactly to original condition. Okay, in 1951, Indian was working on prototype motorcycles. They came up with a vertical twin frames, and they put the V-twin motors in it. The vertical twins were the ones they built 49 to 52. And they got a few samples, and I saw one of the samples in 1956 down in Florida. And in the later years, Sammy Pierce had an awful lot of the frames. He had a lot of the Scout engines, so he decided he was going to build the motorcycle that Indian never built. He got a manufacturing license. So the cycles are actually Indian motorcycles done by Sam Pierce. He had a manufacturing license to build these, and no two were ever identical. He put out a brochure. We have the brochures available with them. And of the three that are here, one is a 45 cubic inch, done exactly by Sam. It's still got Sam's paint on it, has never been changed. Has his hand clutch and foot shift arrangement on the bike. The other two have been restored by myself from, I bought out Sam's collection of parts many years ago, and these were some that he had never finished in his collection of parts that when he was building them. So one of them has the fiberglass body, which he had made special, and the other one has the Royal Enfield style tanks, which was very common for him to do on it. One is in the original metal flake. It was a brand new fiberglass tank and seat in the original metal flake, and the other one is the Indian red car. Here we have a very rare bike. It's a 1940 California Highway Patrol Chief. It was built this way as an original Highway Patrol bike. All the component parts are original. The siren, the red spotlights, everything is dead original on the bike, no reproduction stuff there. The radio rack, they all came from different parts of the country to collect all these pieces. The bike is a fully street legal bike. One of the most memorable things was a few years ago riding it down Cajalco Road down here. The speed limit is 55, I'm riding 55. Everybody runs 80 on this road. When I got down to the freeway about 3 miles later, there was almost half a mile of traffic lined up behind me. Nobody would pass me. Our next one coming up here is a another 1940 Indian police bike. It's done in a very similar vein to the first one, but it has got a different pack on the back. It has a fire extinguisher and first aid pack instead of the radio on it, and has a right-hand throttle on it, which was more conventional. But if somebody wants left-hand or right-hand throttle, these were totally universal on Indians. Now we have a 1951 Indian that's done in the most popular of the Indian colors. It's the Indian Red, and it only has about 8 miles of test miles on it since it was fully restored approximately in 2008. And it's just been sitting here in the museum for display. It is an excellent runner. Everything on the bike is new. Okay, here's a couple of interesting bikes, and they were probably the rarest of the Indian verticals. The TT Warriors was the least quantity of production. They were their on and off-road bikes. They came without lighting on it, standard from the factory. The lighting road kit was a dealer-added accessory. The one with the road lighting on it I bought from the Indian dealer in Cleveland, Ohio in 1957. In 1999, we went to build one for a customer, just from our stock of miscellaneous basket case bikes we had. We pulled this one out, started to build it, and the numbers sounded familiar. Came over, looked at mine, and son again, it wasn't a consecutive serial number to the one I'd had since '57. So we kept the two of them together as a pair. They should stay together as a pair because the chances of that ever happening again is almost impossible. Here is probably the most unusual motorcycle I owned. As far as we know, it is the only brand new 1953 Chief in existence. '53 was the last year for Indian production. And I decided I wanted a new '53 Chief when I ran across a crankcase in 1966. The crankcase was slightly used. It must have had about a year's worth of use. It was perfect. So starting with that crankcase, it took everything else. It took 37 years to get the pieces. One piece at a time, brand new, original Indian factory parts. And we built this cycle to the exact picture of the last advertising photo that Indian had in 1953. Here we have a totally restored 1940 Indian Sport Scout. It was a 45 cubic inch engine. It was a new old stock factory engine. It has been torn apart and checked for any rust or anything, totally reassembled with new seals and so forth on it. But it's a brand new engine from the Indian factory. The bike is done to totally original 1940 specifications. It has the skirted fenders, and it's the only year with the skirted fenders and the rigid frame, which to me makes it the most desirable of the Scouts. Here we have a 1951 Chief that was built to suit myself. It has a few modifications on it. It's got the 47 style dash panel because I wanted an ammeter on it. Has a custom built seat rail on it, which was about a $400 project to build that seat rail. And the bike was done in a favorite color of mine, and it's got the original hydraulic forks on it. The front fender is a 52-53 style cut on the fender, because that was what I liked when the bike was built to suit me to my specifications. Thank you very much for watching all this, and hope you've enjoyed the sneak preview of my garage.